was created by breath.
Something had to be speaking or doing something.
So it's created by breath.
Mm-hmm.
So if this breath is that creates this vibration that gets us a sound, all right? And at some point in time, these sounds had to be created into words. By the time somebody could write this, that's not what's happening. It's almost like it's in reverse what's happening. Before they could write it, and it happens,
Reverse engineering.
if it happens,
You have a thought.
the thought has to be the cause of it. In other words, you can't have the word without the thought. So the thought has to come before the word. But the thought is not seen. The thought becomes the word that is what you hear. It becomes the sound. So now this is a manifestation of flesh.
In Islam, they teach you that when you first come into the world, your first breath is Allah, and your last breath. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I understand. I understand.
Okay.
I understand. And so if we're dealing with this first breath is what? Inhalation. You inhale the first breath, and then you start exhaling that breath, and then you inhale that breath and exhale that breath. And then what gets really interesting is when you inspire, and then you expire.
It's all over.
And when you expire, you exhale.
That's right.
So now the whole universe is set up on contract, expand,
Which is a wave.
which is a wave. Which is a wave. So now we're back into the alphabet. And we're going from letter to letter. And one of the letters is going to be a wave. And the wave is going to be water. But at the same time, sound and light are the same thing. Now here's what's really tricky. Yes, they're the same thing. And this is and understand, you can take the word sonar and you can get to the word sound.
Is it because it's a wave?
I don't know. All I know is the word sound, S-O-U, can become S-O-U-L, and we have soul. If we take the U out, we have Saul, and we got the sun. This is going to get real interesting if we keep doing this. But all I know is this. When you have B, you have no activity. You have no action. All you have is B. Now, but to get being, to get existence, you've got to add action. So the ing becomes the action that's added to be. So now we have action. You have being. It is something that is in action, in motion.
Energy.
If it is not in motion, it's just stagnant. All you got is the swamp thing.
Can I throw a monkey wrench? Begot.
Or beginning or become. Right, you're going to have to do this, but you've got to put it into action to begot to do anything. It's got to go into action. And that's what a being is. But for you to say, I'm human being, and then for human being to become the only recognizable being, then it leaves out whales and porpoise and dogs and cats and everything else. And then you're walking around actually thinking that thing has no soul because it's not a being. It's an animal. Then you come up with some nonsense about you are not an animal. It gets real crazy after a while. And we involve ourselves in this craziness. Now, all I'm suggesting is there seems to be a problem right now, and I'm going to try to do all that I can to stay alive long enough to develop this as a concept that we can actually put on the road. But I'm telling everybody now, I'm not doing this for my health. I don't have any health anymore. I want to make this happen, and let's actually do this. I know for a fact, Negroes, black folks, whatever y'all call yourselves now, what are y'all, African Americans? Or, I don't know,
African American.
whatever you call yourself, are having a real problem with identity. I mean, an absolute
That's
problem.
right. That's
Have
right.
you been having a problem?
I did, yes.
You did. You don't have a problem anymore. All right, so identify yourself.
I am.
Okay, so good. I am is good. But now tell us what you're talking about.
My mother named me Brandon.
Okay. So is that your ID? Is that your identity?
That's my name.
Your name is your identity.
Don't trip me up, Doc.
Ah.
I am.
So this is all I'm trying to get to, is there seems to be some real problems going on in the communities that I've always been relative to, now more than at any time that I've ever experienced. And I'm identifying, I think I'm trying to identify it as a problem of identity. These Negroes don't know how to ID themselves at this point.
Yeah, it's a big
I did
It
identify.
really is. It's getting bad too.
Because, like, it was a post made by Bill Cosby, and it's probably an older post. But when I read the post, I read it as if my 87-year-old grandfather was talking to me, and not just talking to me, but asking a question about what am I gonna do up the road. Most people took it offensive, where it's like, you know, get this black man back to the white folks. And I'm like, but this your grandfather who married a black woman, you know, in a time and era when a lot of black actors married white women.
Mm,
But they're just disrespecting me.
I hear you. I hear you. And they think they're being cute.
But it's not.
It's not. It's not.